Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. My name is Courtney. I go by Courtney on Posh on all platforms, and I resell clothing on the internet. Something that's a little anxiety filled right now just because so many thrift stores are closed down, forcing us to kind of look for inventory in other ways. So this week I'm going through and talking to you about each platform individually and just the specific tips and tricks that you can use to really navigate finding inventory online a little bit easier. I feel that many of us are really familiar with the sites that I'm talking about, but there are little things you can do to change the way that you're looking for things that are definitely beneficial. So today I want to talk about the platform that we all know and love, Poshmark, and just a couple tips and tricks that are going to help you navigate sourcing off from that platform a little bit easier. So let's get into it. First off, as I said in my other videos, it's so important to keep an eye on what's brand new to the site. Usually this is because if you're constantly refreshing the what's just in categories, then you're going to see things before anyone else sees them, and you're going to basically have first dibs on them, which is really excellent because if somebody goes on and doesn't know the value of what they have, they put it at a really low price, the first person who knows what it's worth is going to be lucky enough to go ahead and grab that. And you're hoping that that's you. Now, in my last video, when I was talking about Mercari, I was talking about how important it is to check out what else users are selling. This is especially true on Poshmark because unlike Mercari, where you have to message the seller and say, hey, well, can I put all this together and then pay for it? And there's a little bit of a process there. Poshmark actually already has that built-in bundle feature, which makes it so much more convenient. You're only paying for shipping once, and you can order as much as you want, up to 5 pounds, and still have it be that same amount of shipping. So when you find an item that is an incredible deal, please go to the seller's closet and see what else they have. You can even take it a step further and create a bundle of what they have that you love and just send them a little message and say, hey, are you going to be adding anything else within these brands? I definitely love your style, and if you do have anything else you're planning on listing, I would love to take a look at it. And from there they can either say, no, this is what I'm selling, this is it, or they might say, yeah, actually I do have a couple more pairs of XYZ that I am listing. I'll try to get that up for you in the next hour. Another trick that I love to use when it comes to sourcing off from Poshmark is misspelled brands. Now, there are some brands that we all know and love that can easily be misspelled. For example, Faithful, the brand, has 2 L's in the word faithful, and a lot of people mess that up. I've also seen Show Me Your Moo spelled wrong. I've seen Reformation spelled wrong. So going in and purposely misspelling words in common ways that people might misspell them and searching that way is another way to find great items. When a seller has an item listed that has the incorrect brand or has a brand that's misspelled, more than likely it's not going to sell right away because it's not going to be getting that traffic, and they might have dropped the price pretty low on it. So that's definitely an opportunity that you can go in and you can snag a really great item for a really great price just because the seller had misidentified the brand. Now this one I don't recommend doing unless you really want to get down the rabbit hole of time because it is very time consuming, but you also can go in and you can search out items that don't even have a brand. Sometimes people are just uploading things and they don't even care and they don't label what brand it is. The good news is a lot of times you can still figure out what brand it is by the photos that they're uploading, hopefully, if they upload enough. So that's definitely one way, but that is really time consuming to do. So unless you're planning on being on the Poshmark app for a while, I don't recommend that. But you can definitely snag some great deals that way. Here's one more tip that kind of is more so if you just got a lot of time to kill, because it's not the most effective, but it definitely, when it works, it really works. So you can go in on the mobile device. I don't know how to do it on the desktop. I'm sure there's a way, but on the mobile device, you can go in and you can look at new users.
Okay, so I'm on my Posh stats. I'm going to go to New Poshers Shared, and then I'm going to hit Find New Poshers, and I can go in and I can click on people and I can see exactly who's brand new and what they're listing. And so sometimes I'll just click on a bunch of these. I might even go in and follow them. but really I want to be seeing what they're listing.
So then after going in there, I will just pop on and I'll just see kind of what they have listed. We're at a time where a lot of people are doing spring cleaning. They have more time than normal in their house. So they're going through and they're getting rid of a lot of things that they just don't need anymore. So it's a lot of opportunity to go ahead and grab things from brand new Poshmark users. Another thing that I love to do is use keywords to kind of draw a specific type of seller. So with that backstory, I have a lot of friends who are influencers and get a lot of free inventory from different clothing companies. And I was noticing that one of my friends always puts blogger fave in her listings because they're so used to kind of just using that language. So I started looking up blogger fave in the Poshmark. Just instead of typing in a category or brand or anything, I just typed in blogger fave, and a whole bunch of things will come up from time to time that are really great priced, which are bloggers and influencers who are putting up items that they've received for free, so they're not too concerned about the payout. And it's a really great way to come across. I can't believe I'm sharing this secret because it's a really good one, but I'm gonna tell you because, yeah. Now, I don't think that I can talk about sourcing off from Poshmark without addressing mystery boxes because they are a community favorite. So I personally have sold mystery boxes when I first started reselling, and I've bought plenty of mystery boxes, but I will have to say they're not my favorite because I rather purchase something. If I'm gonna make an investment of anywhere from $25 or more dollars, I kind of want to know what my profits are going to look like. So mystery boxes are not my personal favorite. I feel like mystery boxes are usually one of three situations. First is really terrible because it's just somebody who is putting items that didn't sell for them in a box and is saying, good luck, try this, hope it works for you. The second is someone who needs money really fast. So they're pulling items from their closet or maybe even their death piles that could potentially really be great. And they just need that money fast. So they throw it together and they make a great price for it so that they can get that money. And then third, you have sellers that just like putting together mystery boxes. A lot of times these sellers will even show you what's in the mystery box, calling it a not so mystery box. Those are really great as well. Or even a create your own mystery box where you can go in and choose 5 items from their closet. Those are really great as well because you kind of know what you're getting, and I really like those. However, I'm not the biggest fan of other mystery boxes. They can definitely work. They can definitely be great. It's just personal preference, and for me, it's not something that I personally like. Now, this might not be an exact way to go about sourcing inventory, but it's definitely something to keep in the back of your mind. There have been instances where I've been looking for a very particular dress. So when I look it up, I'm seeing both what's available and what's been sold. And I'll notice that some sellers have sold that dress for really cheap. And what I'll do then is I'll go into their closet and I'll just see what else they have. Because the chances are if there's a dress that was worth a lot of money and they had it listed for just a little bit, they more than likely have other items in their closet that are also worth money that might be priced a little lower. So it's not exactly the easiest way to go about sourcing inventory, but I definitely would say keep that in mind. If you ever come across somebody who sold something for really low, check out what else they have in their closet because the chances are you could come across something great. And to put a happy ending with that story, the example I used about the specific show me your muumuu dress that I was looking for, where the girl had it listed and it had already sold, but I think she had it listed for like $20. I went in and I was able to find a Reformation dress that was just stunning that she also had listed for around the $20 range. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind anytime you come across somebody who has sold something for really cheap. Chances are they have something else in their closet that might be worth something that's listed for a lower amount of money. Now, I've already talked about this in my other videos, but I think it's so important, so I'm just gonna restate it in this one too. Whenever you're purchasing something online, you're spending a little more than you would if you were in the thrift store, so definitely do your homework. Make sure you're doing your research before you start looking for great items. And once you found a great item, why don't you just pull up another tab or do a split screen and look at the solds for that item on the platform that you plan on selling it for, just so that way you kind of have an idea of what kind of profit you're going to be making. Because if you're going to make that kind of investment, you definitely want to be sure about it. So while we all know and love how to use Poshmark, those are my tips and tricks to finding really good inventory for really low amounts of money on the app. If you have any that you'd like to share that you think I've missed, go ahead and add it in the comments below to help your fellow resellers out. Be sure to give a thumbs up to this video if you found it helpful and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.